はい、どうもこんにちは、ソルです。ちょっと今日からですね、最近ライブばっかりだったので、ちょっと新しいゲームの実況でもしようかなと思いまして、今までダークソウルだとか、ダークソウルとか、バイオハザードとか、ね、あの、なんつうんですかね、アクション系 RPG といいますか、そういう系ばっかりだったんで、言うてもダークソウルとバイオハザードしか上げてないけど、今回はエースコンバット7スカイズアンノーンをですね、あの、やっていこうかなと思います。キャンペーンモードをね。で、今回の、動画では、まあ、あの、難易度が一番難しいやつがあるんですけど、まだそれちょっとやってないんで、難易度一番難しいやつにしてストーリーをやっていこうかなと思います。これもちょっと初見じゃないんだけど、もうゲームのネタがなくてで、最近エースコンバットもちょくちょくやってて、これ実況しようかなと思って、やることにしましたと。エースコンバット結構聞いたことある人いると思うんですけど、戦闘機を操って遊んでいくゲームですね。じゃあこのストーリーに沿ってゲームを進めていくキャンペーンモードをやっていきたいと思います。で、入手したアイテムを含むデータを引き継いだキャンペーンモードを最初からプレイします。これは確かハードかなんかでやりよったやつかな。で、これですね、一番難しいやつ、難易度エース、最も高い難易度です。真のエースを目指す方におすすめですと。行こう。
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you? It does to me. A hell of a lot. When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up. So, I flew up, straight up, through the clouds, higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw Osia's fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Right. You should have put in my effectively, you piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Usea as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Usian ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. What? How is that possible?
The tank farm to the north has been bombed!
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base! This is not a drill!
では早速やっていきますか。ミッション1。まあ簡単に説明すると、このエースコンバットの世界は現実世界とはまたちょっと違う感じになってるから、まあ、架空の世界というかね。まあ僕はエースコンバット4、6、インフィニティで今回の今作のスカイズ・アンノーンをプレイしてきているんだけど、まあインフィニティは現実世界とこのエースコンバットの世界をちょっと混ぜたような感じのゲームだったんだけど、まあインフィニティはまあちょっとした番外編みたいな感じかな。まあ、あと他にもアサルトホライゾンとか5とかいろいろあったんだけど、まあ、5は友達ん家でちょっとやったぐらいやったかな。でもやっぱり一番面白かったのは4、6、いや6かな。4も素敵ねんけど6が一番面白かったかもしれんかな。で、まあ、日本語版とか日本語音声とかできるんだけど、まあ、僕エースコンバットはもう英語音声でやるっていうあれがあるんでまあ日本語音声の方が聞きやすくていいかもしれないんだけど、なんか英語音声の方がなんか緊迫感というか、なんか声優さんがリアルというか、まあ、いい感じの雰囲気が醸し出せるんで、まあ、今回は英語版でやっていきますと。日本語版は正直あんまり好きじゃないんで、結構棒読みの人多いし、6はね結構有名な声優さんとかが出てたんだけど、ジャック・バウアーの声の人とかねまあいいや、とりあえずやっていきましょう。 まあ、ミッション始まる前にブリーディングを受けて、まあ、そこからあとは自分が操作する戦闘機を選んで、で出撃してミッションを完了させると。まあエースって言ってもまだ一番最初のステージなんで、まあ、大してっていうかほとんど強くないと思いますんで、まあ無難に F15 でいくか。日本といえばまあね F15 とか F2 とかいろいろあるんだけど、まあ結構戦闘機知らない人でも、あ、これ見たことあるっていう人おるかもしれんね。行こう。
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
目標が敵爆撃機を撃墜せよ。まあ簡単やね。
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all
メイ
day
ビ
here.
2トリガー。
Mage Squadron, head to runway.
トリガーっていうのがまあ主
Squadron,
人
take
公
off.
の
Link
コー
to
ルサインやね。
Hurry, Mage Squadron. Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. Situation is tight. It's a hell of a look.
いろいろ視点は
We have faith in you.
変えれるけど、基本的にはこの視点でやっていきます
Do
ん
me a
で。
favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Hear that?
さあ行きます
Ground
か。
Squadron and your wingmen are airborne. Take off
Ready
and
to-
form
ready
up
to
with
take
Mage
off.
1. Mage 2, scramble. Take off now.
はいはい。
Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit.
いやーでもいいよね、空を飛ぶって。
Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this. Golem Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Go for understood.
あの緑色に点滅してるのが敵やね。
Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
爆撃機は相当弱えやろうな。
Trigger, I'm your wingman. You're flying with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out for enemy
そのまままっ
bombers.
すぐ飛んできような。お疲れさん。
Okay, here we
Okay.
go. Looks like bombers have been located.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Not bad, Mage 2. Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy.
あの赤いのがターゲットやね。破壊すべきターゲット。あれを全部破壊したらミッションクリア。ほんとシン
There
プ
it
ルよね。
is, sitting there all pretty, just waiting to be taken. They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts roll up for another attack. Point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Missile connected.
あーやっぱまだいっちゃん最初やけんめちゃくちゃ敵の動きが鈍い。 はい、OK。
Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier. Destroy the target.
Fox 2.
Mage 2, Fox 3.
はい、OK。
Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2. Mage 2, target's in range. Pair of bombers.
OK。
Trigger, stay calm. You got this.
I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet.
Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
はい、OK。
Mage 2, target down.
いいよ。 はい、ケツを取っちゃうよ。ケツ取っちゃうよ。はいよ。
Mage 2, missile launch.
You'll knock them out with your special.
はいよ。
Use it when you need to.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
こ
Not
の
too shabby, Mage 2.
この操作視点やりにくい。
I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece.
Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally
あ
2 bandits.
撃墜された。
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Oh, there, Trigger. Settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
Radio.
Golem, Mage,
Ah,
two
yeah,
enemy
baby.
groups.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups. Are there any drones?
あ、早い。
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass.
おおおお。
UAVs. I can't tell them apart.
やばい、なかなか捉えられん。オッケー。
I'm taking damage, but I'm good to go.
さよなら。やっぱリアルよね、PS4 って。これ PS5 でやってみたいな。こんなんなるんやろ。
Target is down.
Attaboy, Trigger.
Bandit in my sights. Locked on. Carrier destroyed. Combat mission accomplished. We've still got half our baggage. Emptying them on hangars and runways. Target acquired. Box 2. Bandit on your 6. Watch it. Don't let them destroy the harbor. Okay. Where the hell are our fighters? The harbor's under heavy fire.
はいよ。よく無線で FOX2 とか言うけど FOX2 ってあれね、ミサイル発射の意味ね。
Controls are down. Ejecting.
サイドワインダーを発射した時かな、FOX2 は。まあ、サイドワインダーって基本標準的なミサイルね。結構そういう用語が飛び交っていくからこのゲームで、ウィルコーっていうのは了解みたいな感じ。
Mage 2 bandit confirmed down.
They can burn with their
エレメントが確かあれやったかな、なんか陣形を組むみたいな感じじゃなかったっけ
Hesitating
な。
for a split second could be the difference
ま
between
あ俺もあんま詳しいわけではない
Stay
けど。
sharp, think fast.
いただけ。
Roger that.
Oh my god. あー、旋回しような。はい、もらい。いただき。
Missile away.
上手い人って本当に上手いからね、エースコンバット。ボンボンボンボン敵を撃墜していく系。
H2 has made a kill.
Target is hit. One remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this.
別に気抜いてませんよ、先輩。
To Golem and Mage, job well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
オールクリア。ミッションコンプリート。
Good going, Mage 2. Flight commander looks like he's got what it takes.
Let's slow down. It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Golem Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any drones? What's the deal with all the drones? Golem 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
はい、これでミッション終了。いや、綺麗やね。はい、終わり。で、ミッション完了した後はこうやってミッションの自分の動きをこうやってリプレイで見ることができるよね。俺がずっと止まっとって後ろで離陸できんで待っと。
Altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harvest.
はい。
We are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
はい。じゃあ次のミッションに行きましょう。
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Yuja, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Yuja, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Yusian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Yuja was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Yusians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Yuja, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusia. Today, Osean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Usian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Osean Federation and all countries on the Usian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Usia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
はい、というわけでミッションにやっていきますかね。はあ、長えなこのゲーム、ムービーが。じゃあ次は俺の大好きラプターでいくか。まあミッションなんていうの、ミッション1の後にまあいろいろあって、オーシアとエルジアという国が戦争を始めてしまいましたと。まあ、ちなみにエルジアっていうのが敵国で、オーシアっていうのがまあ自分主人公がおる国の名前ね。
Current target is on rails. There's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Fire.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar
Target
vehicles?
destroyed.
They should be close.
Yep.
Page 2.
Fire the AA!
Ayo.
Clear our vehicle out of there!
はいよ。
Target eliminated.
It's popping off now, Trigger. War
今のが
is
戦争の合図か。はいよ。
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Attack the radar vehicle!
はいよ。
Requesting permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer! We need interceptors now!
Targeting range of guns.
We're using the containers now! Those weapons are meant for tactical
はいよ。
flexibility.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to
Ayo.
engage at your discretion.
淡々と破壊していくな。
Enemy interceptors inbound.
まあ最初駅まだ簡単なんよね。
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via
センター
satellite.
正面
It's
2つ。
reliable, so trust your radars.
2 targets remaining.
いいよ。
That radar was just about to go online! Push the plan forward too fast. Base was too far from
Sweet.
Allied territory.
発射できんかった。
There's one more to
そう。
go. Frank, Frank! The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
Buddy's back from the dead? We aim over clear ground. Score 3, you have to bail out now.
あ、これちょっと当たらんか、さすがに。
Just worry about staying alive for now.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
Evade!
おお。
Frank!
ここ。
Target is hit.
Wait, so you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus.
Fuck sweet.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. They run them manually. Redo the setup. Evading! Here's some feedback from those war merchants. Write your manuals in a language we can understand.
はいよ。
Launch preparations complete. Holds are free. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear 15 meters. UAV
Oi.
ready to launch. Away.
出ましたね、無人機。まあ、今回のテーマは本当無人機よね。
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're cleared to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones.
とんでもない動きしよう
Find
な。
it, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with
Ohio.
UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft.
こ
You
の
know what high G turns are, right? Use them.
MQ99 っていうのがまあ
HQ, this
こ
is
っから先よう出てくる
Bandits confirmed as UAVs.
敵ドローンやね。
Repeat, bandits are drones.
このドローンがまた鬱陶しいよね。
Column 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
It doesn't matter.
He's saying the war can change in an instant. Get over it.
おお、動きが。
Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning.
あーやべ、雲の中やけロックが。
Hell yeah.
Column Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
おお、逃げるね。あ、すごいすごいすごいすごいすごい。うわー、ロック外れた。
Column Squadron, surround them.
Fox 3.
Fox 3. Yes.
I'm buying dinner for anyone who takes down an enemy.
There's a bar I want to try.
You're doing good.
はい、OK。
Clouds are screwing up the accuracy.
1 to go. Let's get through this without any casualties.
Keep your eyes open in those clouds.
うおー、振り切ってくるね、なかなか。
Target in range of guns.
いったやろ。
Where'd he go?
よし。
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission
Okay.
complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't
All
know.
enemy
Maybe
aircraft.
the bandits we took
It's
down
shut
caused
down.
civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest.
ちなみに今 RTB って言ったけど RTB もあれね、リターントゥーベースの略。基地に帰れよってこと。うん、それだけ。さてと。
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
まあそういうことよ。よっしゃ。じゃあ一発目はここまでにしとこうかな。とは言ってもまたすぐに撮って今日2、3本ぐらいあげようと思いますんで、まあ、よかったら見ていってくださいね。じゃあまた次の戦地でお会いしましょう。じゃあね。